Oh, good morning, guys. I'm just sitting here sanding on the fixed blade. My vice didn't want to. Oh, good morning. Y'all caught me. Y'all caught me working before the stream. I thought I'd instead of hiding it really quick and trying to act like I wasn't doing anything, thought I'd start the stream off real this time. Hope you gentlemen are having a great Friday. Good morning, Mr. Pete, Mr. John, Mr. Keep It Scale Stupid. Hope you gentlemen are doing great this morning. So yeah, you can't ever round over handles enough. And when I refitted the scales yesterday, they changed just a little. So I thought I'd hit them some more just to even them all out perfectly. You can't ever sand too much. Anyway, this is Friday. Which is the second best day of the week. And I was working on the fixed blade. Got this pan as a base. Alright, well, I guess we're right into it. So, first things first. I fixed my mistake yesterday. I'm proud of myself. I told y'all what I was thinking about doing, and I made it happen. And there were a few weird synchronicities about it. So I knew that I had drilled the hole out that was too big with this drill bit. So I took this drill bit and that little scrap of metal that I had, and I used the fine tip on the Sharpie here, and I held the drill bit on the top of that piece of metal, and I traced around it to where I had a little black circle on the piece of metal. And then I proceeded to start grabbing it with these little vice grips and working on whichever side was poking out the end of the vice grips. And I just kept working up to that line, that black line. And then I'd move, I'd set it down because I knew it was hot, and I'd have to like use the vice grips to like spin it around and re-grab it because I was trying to get it done and I knew it was scalding hot. So I kept moving up to that black line that I'd made around this drill bit. And the very first time that I stopped and was like, well, I ought to check it, because I knew I needed to go what I thought I needed to go inside that black line, or at least make all that black line disappear and I could still see it all. So I was like, I better stop and check it. So I stopped and I grabbed the blade and I pushed it, or I sat it down in there, and it instantly just dropped right in the hole, except it wouldn't go all the way in. So I used a hammer, and I had to hammer it into place. So I fixed my hole down here, and here's a close-up of how good it fit. And truth be told, if you look at the bottom right corner, there's a little place that is lower indented down there. So what I did is I took and I heated it up with the torch a little bit, and I used one of those little metal melting metal rods that they show on commercials to like repair holes in aluminum cans. It's that stuff I've showed y'all before. So I put that in there, and it filled in that little gap, and then I sanded it down, or I sanded the stuff off the top. So what you're seeing that filled in that little spot is this metal stuff right here. So it's actually bonded all the way around it to the blade. And then I took and I attached the scales by the one screw that would go, and I drilled it out. So I've got my original hole back in it, and you can see around the edge there a little bit. I sanded some more, And then I started working on jimping on it. So I knew that I wanted jimping right there where your thumb rests, and I wanted it to go onto the scales a little bit, because it would sit below the scales if you tried to leave the scales all the way up at the top, and you wouldn't be able to feel the jimping. I don't know. I wanted it on part of the scales, and I think it looks good. I'll show you. So right now it's got the jimping right there. I haven't cleaned it out. It's still a little dirty, and I got to go a little bit deeper in the metal. I went deeper back here, but actually it's at that level right there. Anyway, I got to go deeper, a little bit deeper, but I just used my checkered file, and it finds the grooves really easy. So you just lay it on there, and you'll feel when it grabs the groove. I say that as it's not grabbing the groove. Hold on. Right there. So it just dropped in that little groove, and you want to start with the pull stroke because it doesn't do any friction, and you just try to keep yourself as straight as you can go. I'm putting more pressure on the right so that it goes deeper into the metal. But that's all it takes to do jimping, and it feels great. It stops your thumb perfectly. Your thumb wants to land right there. So I added that. So I thought I ought to show y'all that. But yeah, I can take it. I mean, you saw the pictures, so I didn't really feel there's any need to take it apart, but we might as well. Well, probably try to take the screw out of the wrong side. Yep. Oh, by the way, good morning, Christopher and TC and Tommy. Is that the only other people that have come in? So when I reassembled it yesterday after the stream, I hadn't tightened this front one all the way, and the back one did like rock side to side. But now you can see my little thing goes right through it again. And I work hardened, so I'm not sure. Yeah, you can see the gap around it where I sanded it. But heck, I guess when I drilled in it, it heated up enough that it melted it down a little bit. But I might put some more of that stuff in around there. But it's filling up the hole just fine. Just that one little corner was off, and I had to hammer it in place, like I said. But I did work harden this yesterday. Oh yeah, I made these holes bigger too. And I actually meant to make them even bigger. I meant to make them 1/4 inch. Yeah, that's to lighten it up, Paul. So I meant to make these 1/4 inch, but I actually work hardened this one. And if y'all don't know what work hardening is, it's when you create a friction between two metals, and it will actually harden this steel. That bit I was using wasn't evidently good enough, and so it started hardening this steel. And you can have that. It's called work hardening. If you've never had that happen, drill bits can do that on metal. And it basically hardens the steel to a really high HRC, and your drill bit just won't go through it. So I did order some 1/4 inch cobalt bits. They'll be here today, so I'll be able to finish widening all of these other 8. But you can see the size of that one. It'll still have good room on both sides. I mean, it'll have plenty of metal, but it'll make the holes just a little bit bigger. And it already dropped the weight down to 7.6 ounces on the whole thing. JT asked me if I had a target weight, and I don't. But I just know that I wanted it lighter than it was, and I think it was close to 9 ounces when no. I have to go back and look at the video, but I did weigh it on video at some point. I just couldn't find it. I looked for it yesterday. It was one of those days I'd just gotten home, and I'd been doing something to it, like sanding it the night before, and I just threw it on the scales. It wasn't on one of the Thursdays where we were working on it, but I don't remember what the weight was before I did any kind of work to it. But getting rid of all that metal for the grind on it will help a ton. But yeah, man, I'm proud of myself for getting that little plug made the right size and not giving up. It's a little heavy towards the back. What in the world? That didn't go in good. What happened there? But aha. Yeah, when I made my new holes, I mean, they weren't. I put on the scale and I used the scale to hold the drill bit, and then I went through the metal. So they didn't line up like exactly the same as the other ones, but good enough, and it's stable. So that's why I was doing a little extra sanding, because you could feel the blade sticking out a little bit. But enough of that. We're not even talking about that today. That is a Thursday project. But I had to tell y'all I did get it fixed. All right. After having this one for a day or so, I just want to say that this thing is awesome. I've got it tuned exactly like I like knives, pretty much hydraulic drop, where if you give it too much of a little push, it'll bang at the bottom. But if you give it just right of a push, it'll just feather down. And then it just takes one little bitty shake at the end. So I got it tuned perfect. The clip is big. I wish you would make them a little smaller, but it looks great inside the pocket. Like, I don't know if everybody watched my unboxing and review of it, but in the pocket, the part that shows, like, I think you could be walking by anybody and be like, man, I know that knife. Like, it's got a very distinct look in the pocket. I think it looks great. Good morning, Ron Crow. Morning, Michael. If I didn't say hi to Michael, I think I did. So yeah, I like that one. I love this knife. And I carried that in the front pocket last night, and I carried this in the back. And this one, the clip is way harder to get in. You have to like really hold both sides of the. You have to two-hand it, and it doesn't want to go all the way up to the top of here, even with these dress pants. But those are the two I had in pocket last night. They're back in pocket. I really like the profile, or the external profile of that one. And then I got in, well, let's see. I got in another knife yesterday. I got that one that I ordered from LTK. And it is the Doc Schiffer with the AEBL. Oh, that's pretty cool. I didn't even see that. That's from Doc Schiffer. He tells its birth date, what kind of blade and what kind of handles. But it's the Recon. And I'll tell you what, man. Y'all know how I am about opening and fixing knives and tuning knives, and this is one of those knives where I'm afraid to take it apart because it might actually lose part of this detent. But then this has the strongest and weirdest detent. I think it's got to have something different. like 2 balls or some kind of different. I haven't even looked down in it. I just opened it before I left for work. But it's got the clickiest detent, and it makes like it literally makes a click feeling that zero of my other knives make. Like, I have no other knife that have this click kind of detent, and I have no idea where this click is coming from, but it makes a noise. Like, can y'all hear that click? Like, when I'm opening it, I don't know what it's got in it. I haven't opened it up. It was the one I showed the picture of with the flipper tab delete. But after getting it and how small it is, I almost want to leave that thing there so I don't slide my fingers up on the blade, because it barely fits my hands. But I think I still maybe would delete the flipper. But if you're not very good at reverse flicking, this detent click thing, I don't know what kind of detent it has. It looks like it's only got 1 ball, so. But if you're not good at reverse flicking, you couldn't get this one out. If I don't get it like perfect, it takes a lot. So it's got a very strong detent, but the lock bar doesn't feel like, it's not the lock bar. I don't know. Maybe he just put a bigger ball in there. But it makes a click noise like no other knife. Anyway, I got that one in. Yeah, I
Mr. Know-it-all.
But yeah, it's got great detent. It's got something different, whether it's just even the custom tolerances. Click it just a little bit. Yeah, that card's cool though. Where's he say he's located? Leakesville, Mississippi, Missouri. Mississippi, yeah. MI is Michigan, MO is Missouri. But that detent is something special. How are you gentlemen doing today? I got the invoice for my Evos that I bought a year and 4 days ago yesterday, and I got that paid, and they say they're out for delivery today. So that's pretty wild. Oh no, Christopher Hinckley, it'll be years before somebody figures that out. I wouldn't have done it if it was easy. Yeah, it's not something somebody's going to be able to like research and find. You'll either know or not know. I don't think it would show up in a search engine. Man, it's got the loudest. Wonder if it's shaped differently. I guess it can't be. It's almost like it's got a 2-step thing. I wonder if the detent ball hole is shaped differently or something. Huh. Oh, I didn't see the results of it. Did it finish, Christopher? What was the results? Let me see if I go see it. When was it posted? I'm wondering. I could type in clones. Are you saying? Oh. No, keep it scale stupid. It's not from Robin Williams. Some people, I guess, thought in the video I was talking about how I start all my live streams. But I start all my live streams by saying good morning usually. So I could understand where people would say good morning Vietnam. But I'm talking about the line that I say on the beginning of all my unboxing videos. It's a silly line that is paying homage to something. And if anybody ever figures it out, I'll know we're kinfolk. And it'll be super cool the day that somebody figures it out. Good morning, Pete. I already say Pete. Good morning, Fred and Waylon. How are you guys doing? Yeah, Doc Schiffer. He might be somebody I might look at getting a custom from. But yeah, I can't wait to No, Tommy, that's not it either. Pete, you want the link to the place to vote? Yeah, it's just the actual link to the vote is copy link. Link to go vote is right here. It's a Google form. I don't even know if they have where it keeps up with totals. I don't think it does. All right, so we got to talk about new knives today, huh? What man, I can't wait to get those Evos today. Yep, I am looking forward to this, but it's going to mess with my sleep pattern because I've got to sign for it. Since it was quite a bit of money, I guess they're wanting to track it. But yep, it'll be nice. I wanted to see what the total length. Yeah, 8.4 inches. So it's a big boy. Oh, that reminds me. John asked me a question about how big this one was. So let's see. Total length is, where the heck is my ruler? Aha! Aha! I'm sure y'all know where that came from. Aha! 137 years old. Sorry. It is 7.1 inches long. Oh my God, it's kind of small. Kind of tiny. Yeah. Man. Now I wish I would have got the 3.5 inch. I guess I'm on the lookout. Best D10 ever. See what this thing weighs. Doc Schiffer. 3.49 ounces. Fred, you know anything about Doc Schiffer? You know anything about Doc Schiffer and his custom knives, Mr. Fred? Y'all don't mind hitting that like button. That would be awesome. Yeah, and Arsenio played a couple himself, Fred. Like, hi. That's just funny that's all you got to say. Somebody that's a true fan of that movie will know what you're talking about. Ah, well, Fred, you know what that means? That means I like the guy. Because I like larger knives. There was lots of people. Oh, a couple of funny things. There was lots of people that were unaware that this knife came out. So I want to thank y'all for keeping us on the cusp of what's going on in the knife world, because y'all are really good about telling me what drops, and I try to look myself and find things out. And anyway, a lot of people didn't know Martin Luther the King. Yeah, a lot of people didn't know about it. And there's one guy that posted one on Blade Binge this morning or last night for $799. That guy is a scalper, and I couldn't imagine charging double. And what's funny is I bet somebody buys it. There was lots of people shocked that he released a production version. Yeah, Fred, that's what you said a few times. About it's got to have two ways to open it. Oh yeah, Michael. Pete grabbed one. I had one in my cart, and then I got mad about the $7 shipping, so I didn't buy one. But I think Pete was able to grab one, Michael. He messaged me and turned me on. So I went and added it to the cart. No, John, I don't, but it's on my list for sure. I've almost bought one a few times. Yeah, the dark mode sold out first. That was surprising. All right, man, this coffee is good. I may or may have not have bought another knife during the night. And it's one that I don't know. I'm really torn on it because I love the company that makes it, and I love the size of it, and it's been one that I've been looking at for a long time. You know, it's one of those weird knives, kind of like an art knife, and I got the cheapest one that's been sold on Knife Swap so far. So I thought if I was going to get it for that price, I might as well check it out. And that is, whoops, went the wrong direction. That is the Riot T1000 Terminator. It's a kind of a wild knife, but I love Riot. I love big knives. I love thick knives. So I ended up getting one. Like I said, it's the cheapest one that's sold on Swap yet. And it's a cool knife. It's not everybody's cup of tea. Guy Ferrari. He's just covering up his old timestamp. What he said. But yeah, I finally got one of those. So that's super cool. I can't wait to check these out, but I guess mine is the one I really want to see. Wow, it's the number one up here. I guess. I wonder which one sold more. Wonder what they sold the most of. Version I got, this one, or the couple that I bought to sell, the DLC one. I bet those two sold the most. Sexy. Sorry. I'm having I gotta stay up all day now to make sure I hear the doorbell. They're not gonna come except from 1 to 5:30. Anyway, let's go check out the drop point for yesterday. There's a knife show in Easton, Pennsylvania, the Lehigh Valley Knife Show this weekend. I'm guessing that's the one Fred was talking about a little while ago. ProTech has got some kind of good sale. We got a bunch of new inventory in or something. I don't know. Let's go check out Bald Man. He had a winner from last week. Let's see what he's got this week. The scalpel. The field scalpel. I like it. Wow, that thing looks clean. Man, it's crazy how you can take just something as plain as a knife like that and just give it a touch of flair and style by... Man, I don't know. Design is crazy because everybody would draw up a different one if they drew up one. Little field scalpel. That's a clean knife. Let's see. Christopher, hit me up on the Discord and we'll talk about it. I've only got one left. Yeah, one of them is already accounted for. But yeah, Bald Man won last week with his I don't know that he won, but he had a banger last week. I love the texture on that and everything. That's pretty clean. 99 bucks. Satin or stone washed. Horncliffe blade, flat ground, 6.5 inches. Nitro V. Wow, that's pretty clean. When did it have a date on those? Did I not pay attention? Hold on here. Yeah, it says live now. They sold out instantly. Wow. Oh, everybody bought the stone-washed one. Is he talking about the blade finish or the handles? Because, he's talking about an acid washed and a stone washed blade. I could deal with the satin blade. I might add that to cart. Well, I think I will add that to cart. What did he have last week, though, that I liked? What was it? It was the... I mean, I guess... I don't know if it was the Basque. I don't think that was it, but yeah, I like that one. Guess we could go look, but we'll move on. Hoffner. Which model? The hand spear. Okay. It's a hand spear. Huh. That one's got a different look to it. Wondering if your thumb would fit. Let's see. No. Wondering where that little hole would line up on your fingers. Why has it got a hole in the blade? Maybe you can mount it on a... You can mount it by the both two holes and sling it over your shoulder. Why does it have that hole in the blade, though? It's a fixed blade. Maybe you could throw it over your shoulder with... You could sling it up. Well, that's alright. Oh, that reminds me. I bought some crazy knives. You know we got a detour if I feel so inclined. Some of y'all like push daggers. I know Knives Are Life does. But I bought a fixed blade and a push dagger combo. And the reason I got the combo is because I got a great deal on them. But this is a Boker I'd never seen. It's the SID, the Boker SID. And it's called an integral dagger. It's a pretty cool little knife. It would be for defense. It would make a great car knife. Like, I think that's my new car knife. But I've never seen it. The SID fixed blade. And, yeah, I like it. So I grabbed it and a right edge fixed blade. The push dagger, which is a little cheap $30 push dagger, I think. $25 push dagger. But it didn't look bad. There's not much to it. That's why it's inexpensive. And I doubt it's the best quality steel. Oh, Nick, good call, buddy. That was exactly why. Because that's why he called it the pocket spear. Yeah, good call, man. I didn't even think of that. I should have. But I got them both for $60. So the fact that Boker was $120, it was actually more than that on a lot of sites. In fact, let's see. But the fact that it was $120, I got $150 worth of knives for $60. So I'm good with that. I think on the Boker side it was like $220 or something crazy. Knife Center. Discontinued. I don't know where I saw it. Yeah, it says 120 bucks there. It's sold out though. But it was like, maybe it was like 209 on the Boker website. Weird. Yeah, I needed a new car knife. I had one of my whatchamacallits, wow. Not Sativian. Yeah, it was one of my Sativian fixed blades, I think. Yeah, Sativian. I don't know why I couldn't think of that word. Hand spear. Is that what it, hand spear. Special Forces. Yeah, that's cool. Lash it to a Fox River Blades Nomad. But that's a good user. There's some handles like that that I know would be just super comfortable. Some of the totally rounded ones that are kind of smaller. That's why it's cool to feel knives you haven't ever felt before, because it's amazing how much just a little bit of measurement makes a huge difference. Which one was new from him? Yeah. Every week, man. This guy pumps out some knives. Or he doesn't sell a bunch, one of the two. Betting it's the first. Night Watch Knives, Marauder Hunter. Man, that's he's got some pretty clean knives. I don't mind that patterning. Huh. I like that one too. Game Flare. Yeah, that's a pretty wild. It's got a tapered tang on it. That takes some extra work. That's quality work right there. I don't care who you are. Might want to bookmark. Yeah, all his look comfortable. That one's pretty mean too, the mule. The cool pattern on the blade. Huh. Pretty wild. Alright, let me Night Watch Knives. Not heard of them. I'm gonna bookmark him. The McTavish was new as well. Bird and fish knife. Those mosaic pins. Yeah, there's the kind of lanyard hole. Huh. If done right, they look tasteful, those mosaic pins. I usually don't like them because they remind me of Pakistani knives. But that one, when they're done right, and you can tell craftsmanship went into the handles and stuff. When it starts talking about tapered tangs, that looks like it's got a heck of a grip. Love that texturing you put on the wood. That's a big, nice knife. That's a knife for somebody that knows what they need a knife for. You buy that knife, you're going to be using it day in, day out, or some repetitive task, or lots of repetitive tasks, you're going to be using that puppy. Not especially, Michael. I do have a bunch. That's something I hadn't shown. Need to bust those out and show them tomorrow or something. All my Pakistani knives. I don't even remember where they are. I put them in some kind of other zip-up case. I'm over here looking. Hold on just a second. I think I remember what I put it in, but I don't remember where I put it. I might know where it is. I don't know, huh? I think it's in a black zip-up bag that I used to keep all my fixed blades in. No? It's something else. I don't even know where I put them. That's pretty crazy, because I should have them somewhere. Huh. Well, I'll find them one day. That's how little I care about them. They were taking up room in my good fixed blade bag. So I started a whole new bag just for them. Can't remember what I did with them. Nick. Oh yeah, that's a cool little knife. Yeah, I like the looks of that. I bet Pete likes it too. Gotta send that link to Pete. Actually, let's just tag him. How do we tag him? Just type @LaidOffPete. @LaidOffPete. Tag him in there. I need to learn how to use Instagram. I am way late to the Instagram party. Yeah, that's clean, Nick. As long as your finger can fit in that forward choil, I bet it's comfortable too. Yeah, it looks like it's made right. Heck yeah, your finger would go right up there. Right up there. It's even got a sharpening choil up there past it. A lot of people are using Nitro V nowadays, huh? For these little fixed blades. Alright, back to where we were. Oh, that's where we were. Huh. Berg Blades Mini Sweeney. New batch of those. Full titanium, $10 less. I like the fact that my style is always the cheap version. I love that way that knife looks. A little too small. I say that with a 7-inch knife on the table. But I still not. This one's only 6.75. It's even smaller. But I don't know if I'm going to keep this one or look for a 3.5 inch either. So there's that. We got 2 drops. Oh, yesterday, whitetail knife. I don't know what it is. And I know Montana Knife Company is a good company and all, and I'm not trying to talk bad about them. But I just feel a sense of blah whenever I come to their site every week. They've got something new every week. And maybe it's just the white background with their knives. But it just gives me a blah. Like, they almost start looking generic. And I think the way they make all their pictures with them lined up like that, I mean, I don't know what it is because I want to love them. But they do pump out a bunch of knives. Every week they're on the, which is fine. I mean, you know, your knife company make knives. I get it, but I don't know. Nothing ever hits me like, oh, that's different. I guess maybe they're too. I mean, the fact that they have, you know, 7 different models of every knife, different handles, kind of makes it to where it gets repetitive, I guess. I would rather see just one knife on this picture than 7. I don't know. And like I said, they're a good company. Make great knives, I'm sure, but they're on here just about every week. Nothing just makes me go, wow. I do like that knife, though. We looked at how he made those. That was a pretty cool video. All right. Today, F5 Gen 2. What's going on? Why do we got just one picture? No pictures. Where are the pictures? Ah, right here. That is what we're looking at, right? The F5. Yep. All right. So which version do we want to check out? I don't know. This one has a white background too, but we got a bunch of different handle styles. Oh, Michael, that's cool that you've said the same thing about Montana knife. I do like man, I'm having problems remembering stuff this morning. Guardian, what is Bradford? Guardian. I would rather, I don't know, their website and their knives appeal to me more. I guess they're not all the same, maybe. But that's one I've been wanting for a while too, is a Guardian. And that's USA. I think the prices are better. Yeah, $189 for that Guardian is a great price. Man, it's not my, probably not my favorite one right there, but that was just a quick one. But I like Bradford. There's a millet folder on Knife Swap. Max Evolution DLC. Guarantee you that's it. That's dark mode before there was dark mode, isn't it? Probably just came out. Probably after dark mode. Yeah, that's a pretty sweet looking knife. $300. The is it there's a the parallel Vosteed is it Nebula? Nebula? can't think of it. There's a special version of it. It's got a really cool pattern and color. It's the Cosmic Neuron version. I ran across that one. I don't know what made me just think of that, but I like that crazy pattern they put on that. I want to try to find one of those. I like that knife. But I've said I don't need any more crossbar locks, but that actual version would be sweet to have. I don't know how I got to that from. Oh, it was seeing the. I know what it was. When I saw this Norseman Starburst, it made me think of it. And that's a pretty version of that knife. That dark finish. Definitely a different knife. But yeah, that one was super clean. In the apocalyptic kind of way. You know what I think is the worst about Imgur? So, Imgur, Imgur, the website they make you host all your pictures on Knife Swap, they don't make you, but the one they use the most, when you click on the website to zoom up, it doesn't actually let you zoom up on the picture. It doesn't, it just shows you like a smaller version, actually. And normally you could click on it, but when you click on it, it disappears. So you can't really zoom into this picture right here. Which is stupid because if you right click and open the original image, it gives you the full size thing that you can actually go in and look at stuff. Like, is that screw stripped? Nope, it's not. So I don't know why they do that. When you click on it to make it bigger, it makes it smaller. And you can't zoom in. Whenever you click on it again, it closes it. I don't know, weird. That's a pretty knife, though. All right, RMJ Tactical, Double Trouble. And Double Trouble comes out today, and they're usually right on time. 2 p.m. So let's go check a look at the Double Trouble. Sure they've had another release of it at some point. Maybe not. Maybe we can't see it until it's released. Huh. Okay. Yeah, whenever I bought that Patriot Tomahawk, it didn't really show up until, aha, there it goes. Double Trouble, Berserker, and Combat Asia. So they both, aha, Berserker and Combat Asia. That's not the Double Trouble. Oh, that's the Double Trouble. Huh? My God. A little slow this morning. Double Trouble means two things. This Berserker hatchet. This Combat Asia big boy knife. Milling on the blade. That's a pretty cool looking knife too. That is definitely a jungle knife. That's not a knife. Why Double Trouble was giving me so much trouble. I was like, weird. All right, Compliance Edge. henchman. Look, John, there's a knife for you. That's the Hawaiian version. Good pig sticker. All those wild pigs. And the dagger. Dagger, I hardly know her. Jolly Roger. Yep, the dagger. The 8-inch dagger. It's a Magna Cut 8-inch dagger. See you later, Fred. Robin. Yeah, but when you use Control Plus for the mouse, it zooms everything. And then you have to zoom it back down or your website be all screwed up. I keep mine zoomed up to where y'all can see it best on stream, but yeah, I know what you're talking about, but you still can't. Zooming up is just going to, it's not actually going to show you the full quality image. It's just going to use the same pixels on the one that you're looking at. So like, you click this and use that zoom, it's not going to increase the clarity of that. But this will give you the whole full-size image. It might be pretty close, but I guarantee if you save those two images, no, that's right. Because when it pops up, it does show you the full-size image. Because you can right-click on it and hit save. On this one, if you right-click and hit save this one, it'll be full-size. All right, yeah, so you can zoom in, but then it messes up your... Where are we at? The dagger, T-Kel, Vampire Nautilus. Vampire Nautilus. That's the vampire, the red and black, I believe, but... Got three, the Ronin, FLN 2.0. Huh. I don't even see the FLN. That's a cool website. See, those pictures get you interested. Not on a white background. T-Cal knows how to do it. Marketing is a big part of it. Drop alert. Well, Ronin. October 1. That's why, yeah, it don't come out till the 1st. Piranha, Agent, and Outrider get book spots. Yeah, I'm too zoomed in now. Oh, wow. I was watching a video. Every time I tap my earbuds, if I have a video open in another browser, it'll start playing it. What else are we looking at here? Oh, this one. Great Eastern Cutlery. This is another website. Traditional pocket knives. It's okay, but it reminds me of an old GeoCities website with all these big banners. I don't know, something about it. And they all start flowing together, kind of like, it's like, oh my God, got 1,000 knives on this site. But I guess when you start getting to bigger numbers of knives, you got to start. Maybe it's just because maybe they sell out every week and they restock new knives, and I don't think that's the case, but but they do have a knife release page for all the new ones, at least. I like that scuffle. It's a nice looking knife, 8 inches long. I like that they got a video about most all of them. Let's go watch the video on this one. Something to do. Not much of a video, but enough to see it and check it out. That's a nice touch too. Even if you have a GeoCities website, putting this much thought and effort in is, I appreciate it. Hollow ground too. Huh. How much is that thing? Do we know? That's a beautiful knife. 4.6 ounces is not bad either for an 8-inch knife. All right. I like it. Is it going to be $700 or $500? Oh, what are we talking about? Do I like the look of what? Cochise? Kunwu? New Tempest? Zephyr? Yeah, Michael. Ed would do good photos for them. I don't know what they got in the background. Traditional stuff, I guess. A wooden log and a piece of quartz or geode or something. I don't know. I like the packaging though. The little scuffle tins. Members earn, how many blade bucks do you... We can figure out the price by how many blade bucks you earn. That's pretty funny. I don't have the price up yet, but it says members earn 1,399 blade bucks when you buy this item. So how many do you get for $1? It can't be a $1,399 knife. So you got to get like 3. What's $13.99 divided by 3? What happened? Our computer didn't like that. $13.99 divided by 3. $466. Yeah, I could go pick another Jack Wolf in Crystal Tie. And I can't type today. Diamondback Jack, $349. But is that a frame lock? Maybe you get 4. You get 4 of those bucks per dollar, so $13.99 divided by 4. $13.99 divided by 4. Yeah, $349.75. So that's what it is. That's exactly what it is. You get 4 of those bucks for every dollar, so it's going to be $3.50. Yep, and there it is right there on the jack, $3.50. Called it. There we go. So you get 4 of those bucks. Oh, you get 4 per dollar, TC. You get 4 per dollar. Where were we? Unless that unless this is a fake price. I can check another one. I gotta check one that's already for sale, on sale. Yeah, you get 4 per dollar, TC. TC, look right here. It's $119. You get 476 bucks. So 119 times 4 is 476. I don't know why you like to argue so much. They don't give you 100, they give you 4. It's right there on the page. If you got 100 for every dollar you spent, you would get 1,190 or 11,900. You only get 476 for 120 bucks. Anyway, on to the next knife. Surge knife, slip 7. I can't believe he's already on the number 7. I started trying to buy them when they were at the number 2. Man, they're getting cleaner by the batch. I love that he keeps his price fair. Let's see. Yeah, that's a very fair price on those. Berg Blades Mini Sweeney. They're really publicizing that knife everywhere. They're trying to sell a bunch of those. Most people's hands, it would probably fit fine. Tactile Knife Co. Bear. Bolt action pin. Is it the same material? Yeah. A weird color. Alright though. Cool knife. These are all live now. Halloween edition, Olamic. Saw those last week. Definitely got some wild knives. See what these fellas have cooking up. Oh yeah, we've seen that one too. It's the problem about the drop point. We see them when they're going to come out, and then we see them when they do come out. We see them twice. Uh, Gen 3 Combat Trudon. Wild colors. Yeah, that's pretty wild. Can't wait to get my Vespa version in. Check it out. All right. Gavco's got another one this week. 950 shipped, gone. That one's definitely got some. Doesn't have quite as many lines as his normal knives do. Yeah, I like that one. Love that finish on the texture he put on it up on the top there. Yeah, that's a touch. You don't even see that from the side. A nice touch. Yeah, that one's clean. That doesn't have as many curves as his normal hyper cut again. Saw that one already. We saw this one too. A 9 Joker dagger. Today, Avid 1 new configs. Well, a stupid USB went out again. I don't know why it does that. Pretty wild. It dropped 80 frames, which is weird. I was saying 275 wasn't too bad for the titanium version. Yeah, they got some cool versions. Carbon fiber doesn't even look bad. Of course, that's the one I like. Oh, plain titanium one. He's got good quality pictures. All right, and Antique Frag Dixon. That one's not bad. That's kind of a cheesy for someone to say about their own knife. This is a really cool configuration. Who's looking to add one to their collection? Please buy my knife. Basically what he's saying there. Please buy this configuration. It's really nice. I mean, it is cool. I like it. It's all good. But just don't say it about yourself. Symbol XT. Pre-order. Huh. That's pretty nice. That's super nice. Sorry, I was trying to read and yeah, but that knife is beautiful. That picture's cool too, even though it's AI. Same pictures just laid over all kinds of different AI backgrounds. I like when people get that bright green. Something about those high voltage greens. All right. Ace Jutland slip joint. Bet that thing's heavy. Gotta love milling though. Book spots, we got all the same ones normally. What are y'all looking forward to today? Or this week? Y'all bought anything cool or special? I have bought too many this week, and some came due that I wasn't ready to necessarily get yet. I mean, got to get them. I was been waiting a year, so got to get them whenever you got to get them. But yeah, I don't know. I bought. They all hit this week. Spent way too many. Way too much this week. Sorry, I'm typing something. Hold on just a second. All right. Morning, Sever7. Oh, that reminds me. I forgot to show y'all something. And Sever, you have sent me a doozy, buddy. I meant to mention that to you on stream. But you have sent me a knife that is about drove me nuts already. So Sever sent me this knife to work on. Yeah, Robin, I talked about that $799 one earlier in the stream. By the way, good morning, Gonzo, Dwayne. So Sever sent me a knife to work on, and man, does it have some problems. So it is, I don't even know who makes it, but it's a integral. And it has a very weird and annoying lock bar. It has zero detent. It fails the lock. The lock doesn't lock up. And the action is terrible. And it won't lock up at all. So I can get it to lock up. That's not going to be an issue. I can just grind some off of the back of the blade there. So I can fix the lockup. But the lockup is not the main problem. The detent not working is worse than the lockup. And so I traced the track for the detent ball, and it's not landing right in the detent hole at all. It doesn't land in the detent hole at all. So I did start to try to widen that detent hole to where it'll actually grab it. But then I've got to fix it to where the lock will lock open. It doesn't lock. It's too long. I don't know who made it or why they made the bar that long. I don't know what you're talking about, TC. I don't know what text you sent. But no, I'm talking about this knife right now. I'll get to it if I can figure out what you're talking about. But yeah, look how long that liner is. And I thought, well, maybe you could move and adjust the liner. But you can't do that. It's got a weird... it's got a super weird clip assembly. Well, I mean, it's not super weird. It is definitely different. You have to take out this center, you have to take out this pin, and then the clip slides out. If I can find my other stupid... I've got stuff missing. I was working yesterday, and I don't know where my other Weehaw long one is. Hold on a second. See if I can find it over here. Come on, Weehaw, where did you go? Might have had it somewhere else. It's the T6 one. I don't think the regular T6 will fit. Oh. I thought you meant something you sent yesterday or something, TC. Something you sent after the stream. But here's the 4 screws that hold that. So since it's an integral and it's got a liner, the liner has to attach somewhere. So they attached it with these 4 screws here. And I thought maybe, well, why did they put such a big liner in it? And the only problem, one of the main problems with trying to just grind the lock bar down is the detent ball is all the way at the end of this bar. So you can't remove any of the end of it, so it'll slide over. So I'm going to have to remove the back of the blade there. I already started removing some of it, but I kind of want to get the lockup fixed before I even start messing with the detent more. But the detent, what's cool is these pivots look like they're proprietary screws, but I believe it's a T15 that fits perfectly in there. So there's a T15 hole in the middle of that, even though you can't see it really, because the way they have it masked with that other pattern. But I think it's a T15. Let me check. Here's a T15. Yeah. So that middle for the pivot is actually just a T15, even though it looks all crazy. So the problem with this knife, there's multiple problems, but it's got I don't think, so with integrals, they've got to have a stop pin. Well, a lot of them have to have a stop pin. And since it's milled out of one piece of titanium, you can't really put a stop pin in it, but this one has one. So the way they do that, a lot of them, is they open up one side of the pivot and they make it where there's a little plate that covers it up. So there's a little plate right here that covers up this side, and that's where the stop pin goes through. So you put the stop pin through that little hole they've milled. And also with integrals, you have to worry about the so there's the bearing and the washer. You have to worry about the down here at the end. All right, let me show you something. Hold on. All right. Down here at this end, since when they're milled out of one piece of titanium and you're not able to put pins across it to keep the width of this will bend. It'll bend in. And so I think this one has gotten bent in a little bit. So that's why it causes it to have terrible action. And this, normally you can put a pin between them, like a normal knife. Well, like this knife, if you want to try to keep it apart, you can put a pin across there. But the way they've had to put this pin in there, this pin cannot help keep that from spreading apart. Because I can push this together and that pin's not going to stop nothing. So I think it got bent together a little bit down here at this end, and it needs to be spread apart a little bit, and that will improve the action. But it's very annoying, and the track for the detent ball needs to go over to the right more of this hole. It doesn't hit the hole, so I'm going to try to make that hole a little bigger. But what I was talking about with the I don't know if you can see that, but the detent ball is way down at the very end of that thing, so I can't grind off any of the lock bar. I've got to actually grind off the part of the blade right here where it interfaces with the lock bar. And I already started to do that, make it smaller, but I just taken a little bit off because I don't want to take too much. So I just take a little bit off and then I reassemble. And I've got it where it almost wants to lock up, but you have to really sling it out there. But not being able to put stop pins, these ends of these, especially with this being cut all out, it's like, bend me please. Like if you just squeeze that together, it's going to bend. So I'm going to try to spread it out a little bit. I was going to try to, I mean, it needs lots of work, but hopefully I can get it working. I know I can get it locking up. Now, whether I can ever get a detent in it, I mean, I will if I got to change the ball out. But you can see right there that detent ball somewhere down there is right out there at the end of that thing. I could grind just a little bit, but not much at all. So that's a good project to work on. It's not the hardest to get back together. You just have to hold this bearing in place while you're pushing the blade in. So right here, whoops, I had it right. You got to put this bearing and kind of hold it with your finger as you're taking it and sliding it in, and you have to hold it. You have to hold the pivot right. There's a washer down in there already. You have to hold the pivot in place right even with the washer so it holds it in place, and then just apply a little side pressure. Dang it, can't do it on video, of course. Put it, hold on, let me put this down. Put the pivot through to where it's just lined up with the washer, just like that. So I've got it down in there, but it's just holding the washer in place. And then as you slide the blade in, you have to hold that bearing in place until you get over the scales, and then it'll lock itself in. And then you can just finish sliding the blade in and release the lock bar, and then you got it through. So it's not that hard to put back together. And then on this side, you just repeat the process. You put the bearing, the washer, and then the little top cover. But yeah, so there's not much to it. And like I said, these pivot screws with this T15 in the middle, it's pretty cool. Like it looks like a pattern that wouldn't have nothing in the middle, but there's actually a T15 down in there. But it's got the worst action. I mean, it's so hard to press. Centering is off and everything, so something's wrong with this end down here. Anyway, it's a cool knife. It's a good project, and I'll get it better than it is, that's for sure. And this clip, the way it goes in, since it's an integral, is it pushes through that hole, and then you screw it down through that little place right back there. This slides in. Super cool. Slides in that mill, and then you put a screw through there to hold it in, which is super cool. Thank you, Sever. That'll be a good project to drive me nuts. I need to use my magnetic one to put it in. Yeah, I like knives. I like when they have to, integrals have to like find solutions for stuff that other knives don't have to. I didn't get that in there, that's for sure. Kind of hard to line up unless you have good lighting. There it is. Well, what the heck? I know I got it in there. Maybe that... What in the world? Alright. Come on, guy. There it goes. Anyway, this is a project knife. It's got some issues, but I love it. And I will solve the problems. You can believe that. Or I will solve them if they're possible. It might take me a while. And I still can't decide whether I want to keep that Doc Schiffer or not. I like it a lot. I like the looks of it. Some people don't like it. A lot of people don't like it. It's thin though. It's as thin as that other one. The Karis. It's very similar in size to the Karis too. That's got a lot more girth and just enough more length to make a big difference. But yeah, I like it, but I don't know if I want to keep it. Which one of these? Yeah, that Tucson is way bigger. Tucson and Two Face. Kind of tired this morning for some reason. I don't know what's up with being tired. I'm usually pretty good. Check out this little hammer that I used to put that little pin in. That's a little cheap, free Harbor Freight hammer. Grateful. Good morning, sir. Hope you're doing well. But I'm pretty happy so far with where we've gotten with the fixed blade from the original. Oh yeah, I got a 10 millimeter hardened screw drill bit today too. Coming in today also. Actually, I don't think the 10 millimeter will come in today, but I did order one. Oh man, this coffee. Yetis are the bomb. If you don't have a Yeti, you need to get one. They work. This little hammer's funny though. I use it for you need a ball peen hammer every now and then. Yeah, funny little hammer. Yep, I gotta finish. I'm not gonna do too much more, but I am gonna make those holes bigger today. And we need to put the lanyard hole through the scales. I guess I'll wait till I have that 10mm bit. The hole's already there. I just got to make it a little bigger. Yeah, this checkered file's nice though. But you definitely got to just take your time and get it going and try to maintain as straight as possible across it. And it's really easy to it's really easy to line it up in one of the grooves and keep it going longer. So if you want to make jimping longer, you can hook this last one in that line and keep it going. But each time you keep adding one more, so that's about a double. Each time you add one more, you got to go back and make sure that you get them all even. But I've just about got them even, but I love the jimping on the top of that now. And that's where your thumbs land, where your thumb lands on the knife when you grip it up. So I think I'm good with just that amount, about an inch. This thing's a 1/2 inch, and I got about 2 of them across there. Yep. But I think we're doing good on making a copy. I just can't wait to get the blade grind in, the bevels. Well, all right, guys. What else we going to talk about today? Yeah, that file was kind of expensive, but worth it. Checkering file. And this handle's cool too. So this handle is a to add on, and this file is just like every other. I've got this tightened really tight, so tight that I can't even untighten it with my hand. Got to use a pair of pliers. But this is a file holder that'll hold any kind of file. It squeezes down. But this file has just the same ends on it that all of them have. Same as that one. I don't know why they're so short. Like, how are you going to have a file that long with that much tang? I don't know, but they all have that same kind of point at the end. So you put that point down in this handle, and then you tighten it down by screwing this down, but I can't get it loose. But I'm going to leave my checkering file. I've got it lined up pretty good. Actually, no, I don't. It's crooked. As long as you maintain, you got to keep a good steady straight across. I think I did pretty good. They're not diagonal. The thing, a lot of scales have jimping on folding knives. They continue the jimping across the scales. I don't have one on the table that does, but a lot of folding knives have jimping across the scales. And the main reason I did it is because if I left the rest of the scales up, then you would have to press down between them to get to the blade. Yeah, I like it though, going across. I just went one width. And it lets you grip. I mean, it does provide grip on the G10 though. That's what's weird. The G10 even feels grippy. So even if you're over here, you can still get grip. But a lot of folding knives have the jimping continue across the scales. There was something else I was thinking about after we finish this thing, is I'm wondering about putting I mean, I'll leave it up to y'all, putting a finger notch up here in the front for like draw cuts. Oh, I did widen the thumb groove right here. I mean the finger groove, and it's pretty much perfect. I sat here and hand sanded that with the Sharpie and sanding paper yesterday. Started getting it. You can see there's still a little bump right there. I've still got to sand a little more. But man, you just sit back and you just start sanding. You just do whatever. There's a little place right there too I got to sand out. I'm going to thin these down just a little bit more. Man, this D10 is brutal. This little knife makes a great noise too. Makes a good thwack. Well, all right, guys. I think I'm gonna take a nap. I am going to get those giveaway winners knives sent out by tomorrow. Still haven't decided fully what all they're getting. But I guess I gotta play it like first place, second place, and third place. So I guess the first place person wins a little more. Yeah, this D10 is brutal on this thing. Doc Schiffer. Well, all right then, guys. I guess we're going to end it up. Hope y'all have a great Friday. We will do it again tomorrow. Put jimping up where? Where am I putting jimping? Where's my pack of cigarettes I've already got open? Aha! Yeah, guys, thanks for the encouragement yesterday about fixing this thing, because I was determined to get that plug made. I appreciate that. Yep. Michael, TC, Robin, Sever7, John, Tommy. Appreciate y'all. Grateful. Waylon. Gonzo. Ron Crow. Thank you, sir. Dwayne. Already said you. Sorry. Ed popped in, but I bet he fell asleep again. Nick. Appreciate you, sir. Pete. Work sucks, but you got to pay the bills. Fred the Lug. Thank you for hopping in. Robin, if I didn't say your name, I'm pretty sure I did. And anybody else who was here, appreciate y'all. Yeah, Pete, it kind of sucks that you can't have any volume on while you're... I know it doesn't do live transcripts of my crazy southern slang. Anyway, guys, hope y'all have a good Friday and a good Friday night. See y'all tomorrow morning. Y'all have a good one.